Live from the Washington, D.C. area, it's the Inside Scoop. All the news that our viewers want to know. Now, here's the host.
I want to welcome our next guest. It is Ambassador Don Beyer. Don is running in a primary to replace Congressman Jim Moran in the 8th Congressional District. So I want to welcome you to the show. This is your maiden interview.
Thank you, Bettina.
I look forward to having you again in the studio for a longer one. But I wanted to find out, why are you doing this? I mean, you had an illustrious career. You were in Virginia state government, and then you became an ambassador to Switzerland, and you want to go to Congress. It's not known for functioning well. So why do you want to do that?
That's at least part of the reason, is I want to go try to make it better.
Okay.
When we see the dysfunction in the last couple of years, my first reaction has been anger, and the second reaction has been despair. And then I remember that we're put here to try to make things better and change things. So, I come from a family of public servants going back generations, and I have wanted to do public service all of my adult life. Sometimes I've been able to win elections and do it. Sometimes I've been involuntarily retired. And even the time between the 8 years as lieutenant governor and the opportunity to go to Switzerland, I spent all those years still trying to do public service, leading nonprofits or working on the campaigns of Howard Dean, John Kerry, Mark Warner, and Barack Obama.
Excellent. Well, so what do you want to do? I mean, this is a huge primary. There, depending on the day, you have 10, 11, 12 people who are in this primary.
I think it's 12 today.
Yeah, I thought so too. I heard over the weekend someone else showed up. I was like, good Lord, coming out of the woodwork here. So, assuming you make it all the way through the primary, so what do you want to do? Are there particular issues that you want to tackle when you get into Congress?
We have both national issues and local issues. On a national basis, what drives me most, what comes most from my heart, is trying to fight climate change. I'm really worried about it. I first got into politics more than 30 years ago because of my concern about nuclear weapons. In the meantime, we've made enormous progress. From 10,000 nuclear weapons to 1,800, 1,600 in the United States. Not all the way, but progress. On the other hand, the last 10 warmest years on record have been since 1998. And we are seeing the consequences of global warming in so many different places in this world. Droughts, extreme storms, coastal surge, and we're leading to a point where we're going to really mass migrations and tens or hundreds of millions of deaths. We have to act. Now, there are local issues that are very important too. I mean, I will be representing an enormous number of federal employees who have been just treated so badly. We haven't had a raise in 3 years. Sequester and the shutdown have really hurt people. The president has a 1% raise, but that's not enough to keep up with anything.
Right.
So I really want to be a champion for federal employees.
Well, and the sequester really did affect people in your district immensely. I mean, the whole Northern Virginia and certain other parts of Virginia, but that should be a major issue this fall.
And it's the abdication of responsibility by government to choose how best to spend it, instead of just doing this formula that takes no account of what our priorities should be. Just tonight, I talked to yet another man here who lost his job because of sequester and is about to run out of his savings. And I hear that story 2 or 3 times every day.
Wow. It is devastating for people to have to go through that. And for the people who, as you say, they still have their jobs in the federal government, but as prices have been going up, their salaries have been frozen. So that's a huge issue as well.
And one of the issues is economic, but the other is just self-respect.
Right.
What does it tell you when your government tells you you're not worth anymore, or you're worth less year after year, and we can shut you down or sequester you?
Right.
The federal I was a federal government employee the last 4 years in Switzerland.
Right, that's true.
And even though I was a non-career, political appointment, I was surrounded by really terrific federal employees. Some of them will be my friends, I hope my friends for life. And I came to respect them and how hard they worked, what great public servants they were. And we just don't treat them very well.
No. I think people are sort of stuck in this old, phrase, the good enough for government work, as if these people are not really talented.
Which is so unfair.
It's terribly unfair. It's terribly unfair.
I've been running a business for 40 years, so I see the private sector side, and I love the people I work with, but I would never say that they were better, smarter, worked harder than the federal government employees I worked with.
Right. Well, it's going to be very interesting. You've got, now when is the voting? The voting's in June, right?
June 10th. It's 12 weeks from tomorrow.
Okay, so you've got 12 weeks to make your case to everybody, and we'll see if there are still 12 people
Yeah, well,
And what happens?
And I hope there are. I think, it's 24 years since the seat last changed hands, and it's a safe Democratic seat.
That's true.
So, God bless everybody. They're all good Democrats.
Right. Well, we do have a wealth of wonderful people running for that seat, which is great.
It makes it easier and more fun to run, too.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you were able to stop by, and congratulations,
Thank
and
you,
good
Bettina.
luck as you move forward.
Thank you very much.
All righty. Thanks, Don.
Okay.